You are now listening to the Lasting Legacy Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Another episode of the Lasting Legacy Podcast. We are requiring you to please comment below to watch this video because the podcast is dying rapidly and we need to help with that algorithm. So comment. Why don't you guys tell us what you think the real estate market's going to do in the next 6 months? That sounds like a pretty
that's a good
relevant thing, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. So today we have a very special guest. We have Jordan Arellano. He's a real estate agent for the Holland Team at listings.com, and we're going to chat real estate basically all over Colorado because as you'll learn, his outreach is very wide in the state. So We'll kind of chat with him and see what's going on. Thanks for joining us, man. Thanks for dressing up.
Here.
Making us look like slobs. So
you guys look great. Got the branded shirt here.
Dang. Shout out Nick Madero for the branded shirts.
Yeah, that was super nice.
Yeah.
Of our last episode.
That was super cool.
Bring us some merch.
Yeah, Brad didn't tell me he was going to dress up. I wore a polo last episode, so, you know.
There you go.
It's good.
It covers.
It
got
covers.
the chain.
Exactly. Always
Still
got the chain.
good.
That's right. I'm David Owen, David Tookit, photography, videography, and a bunch of real estate listings I've been doing lately. So if you're a realtor or an agent or you work for a team or you're the front office person and you need listing photos done, headshots, whatever, don't be afraid to reach out. But thank you for coming on, Jordan.
Impromptu. Shout out to David.
That's right. We've been killing it.
Plug.
That's right.
Good stuff.
Sweet, man. Well, welcome on. It was great to meet you earlier before the camera turned on. But let's tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. Again, name's Jordan Arellano, realtor here in Pueblo, Colorado, primarily at this point. But we do work Springs, Denver, Summit County. So like Brad said, all over Colorado here.
Holy mileage on the car.
It's what was it? I think 50,000 miles this year.
Oh my God.
It was a lot of mileage. Living up in Summit County and working in Pueblo is puts some miles on the vehicle.
No kidding.
For sure.
What kind of vehicle do you drive?
So I drive a Lexus.
Nice.
I got the realtor car.
Okay,
yeah. Got to fit
the SUV?
Fit the bill. Yep.
Yep.
Little Lexus SUV.
Nice. Heck yeah.
It's good. Gets me where I'm going.
No, that's exciting.
That's the best part.
And it's got air conditioner.
Dang.
Air conditioner. It's got like the air conditioning in the seats.
What's that like?
Nice.
What's that like?
It's doesn't do anything in 100-degree heat actually.
No, for sure.
But,
I was gonna say, can you get a car without it after having it?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I don't think it's it's supreme. First few,
it's not like a heated seat.
Right. Yeah. Heated
yeah.
seats are that's a game changer.
For sure.
Especially in Colorado.
Yeah.
But the air conditioned seats, after a week or two of pushing the button, you're like, it doesn't really do anything.
So my man's got air conditioned seats in his Lexus.
It's good stuff.
Things are going
He's
well.
wearing a vest today.
Got the vest. Don't sleep on the vest.
No, I'm definitely not. I look like Aladdin when I wear the vest, so I'm not going to do it. But how'd you get into real estate, man? Let's back it all the way up. So.
Very nice, very nice. So I've been in real estate about 4 years, and I guess the long story short is just had to pull the trigger on it.
Nice.
Was in an administrative position in a garage door company, and it was either move on and start my own garage company or other business, or pull the trigger on real estate. And
nice.
Been in sales my whole life, so I think real estate for salespeople is kind of like one of the big pies in the sky that people think about, but don't always pull the trigger on.
For sure, yeah. I mean, why sell the garage door when you can sell the whole house?
There you go. Yep.
How long have you been in real estate now?
So 4 years, going on 5 years, I think. Got in 2019.
Nice.
Early, right as 2019 was starting, I think was when I got my license. And
heck yeah. What a wild time.
Yeah. It was really the start of the crazy appreciation that Colorado has seen over the last couple of years.
For sure.
So were you interested in real estate while you were like working at the garage door? It sounds like it's something you kind of have always have had in mind then, huh?
Yep. Yeah, real estate. I think everybody likes, you live in a house, everyone drives by the open house, want to pull up and go look at the house. And it's been on the radar. I've always, everyone looks at Zillow and all that good stuff. I think it wasn't until going through a real estate transaction, my significant other, my girlfriend, Larry, purchased a house in Lakewood, and seeing that process really lit the fire there. Light bulbs came on and said, this is something that I can see myself doing.
For sure.
So,
Yeah, sales is like such a great strategy, and I think I don't know what better sales job. Medical equipment, it pays pretty good to sell
huge,
that.
yeah.
But behind that's probably houses, like
yeah.
as far as payday, honestly. So
I think there's the Wolf of Wall Street. That's
sure,
I think that's like the, I don't want to say like anything derogatory, but the sleazy sales guy, buying or dying, that's
selling the penny stocks, really hyping them up.
Right,
it's my third
right.
favorite movie for those wondering.
There you go. There you go. They're all those finance movies are all good. Greed is good. All that,
absolutely. Moneyball, all that good stuff.
Yep.
never seen any of them.
You've never seen The Wolf of Wall Street? This has been the Lasting Legacy podcast. Check us out anywhere you get your podcast. Dude, what the heck?
Yeah.
How have you never seen The Wolf of Wall Street?
I don't watch movies.
Well, you're about to clear 3 hours because we're going to have a movie night and you're making the popcorn. It's a good one, no, for sure. So what were some of the challenges when you first got into real estate? I know it was already kind of a booming market. So what were some of the things that you maybe thought were going to be hard that didn't end up being hard? And what were those sleepers that you're like, damn, I did not think this was going to be the way it is?
Great question. So I think getting into it, just pulling the trigger and, making it happen is a feat unto itself.
For sure.
But really it was finding the right brokerage to, get me where I wanted to be.
That makes sense.
So interviewing in real estate, it's you're not necessarily interviewing. You're not being interviewed for the job. You're going out and interviewing brokerages to see if their organization is going to be a good fit for you and if the team is going to be a good fit for you. I was lucky in that the realtor that sold us our house was on a team who takes on new agents.
Nice.
He doesn't, we don't have a huge team, but he is a Jay Holland, shout out Jay Holland. He took me under his wing, and I think right from the get-go we had a great relationship. He's an extremely sharp individual, very good at what he does and what we do, and I appreciated that, the business model that he was working, and made the commitment to to Jay and the Holland Team and listings.com, and
nice.
I think that's a big thing for new agents to really consider, and not just these guys said they'll hire me. You want to make sure that you're going to be getting something from not just the brokerage or the name of the brokerage, but
you don't want to go into a hostile environment. Essentially it's everybody versus everybody in some of these big agencies. So that's
really
that's good to see.
It really makes a big difference. Like actually one of our first guests, Alicia, she's a real estate agent for Remax down here, and she has a very not similar story, but a good example of this, because she started in Springs and just
drowning.
Just no help, nothing down there. Yep. And then once she found a great team down here and made that transition, and it was a game changer for her.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's important to look into those things and not just hop on somewhere and think you can sell a house,
Yep.
So
I'm sure there's a lot more to that. Now on the house selling side, what were some of the challenges you faced, whether it be customers or?
Sure. So I've always been good at working with people, talking to people. I've been in customer service and sales literally my whole life. So working with people, people are just people. Everybody lives their own lives, and if they're reaching out to find housing, then we can help them that way. But I went into the Holland Team in a unique position in real estate where I wasn't just a full-time real estate agent trying to find clients to buy or sell a house, I came on as a licensed leasing agent, and we manage plus or minus about 350 properties in Denver, Colorado Springs, and Pueblo.
Okay.
So getting into it, I had a huge opportunity to meet all of these people who are looking to get into homes. Most people who rent aren't going to rent forever. They want to buy someday.
That's
So
the goal.
Yep.
You hope.
Yeah, you hope.
You hope.
You go through hundreds of phone calls,
Sure.
a week, a day, sometimes not 100 in a day, but a crazy amount of just turnover in the people that you're talking to, and it gets you talking about real estate, showing real estate, and people, I think, that are thinking about real estate or even in real estate, I don't want to say look down on leasing or leasing agents as an inferior position, but as long as you take care of your clients and you put them in a position to succeed, down the line, and you show them that you care, then they're going to likely come back and work with you or refer somebody that, I'm not looking right now, but my brother is trying
might
to
be in
buy
a better
house.
position. Yeah.
Yep. So I think that was a huge benefit to getting into real estate, starting, hitting the ground running.
Yeah. 300 listing, 300 tenants essentially, right?
Do you know who Graham Stephan is?
Yep. That's
what
been
he
watching
did.
him from yeah, exactly. He was one of the guys that I started watching before getting into real estate.
Yeah. If you guys haven't watched any Graham Stephan, it's a really cool dude, but he did the same thing. He started he was like 19 when he started in real estate, and he was just making money getting leases, and then some of those people he's leasing to had the funds to buy a house, and then he started selling houses to the people that he was leasing to.
It's
so
huge, yeah. I mean, what better way to find clientele than they're right there? They found you. That's super awesome. Now, obviously, like you're doing property management at the time, essentially, and you're showing houses to sell, correct?
Right.
So at that time, offers needed to be in immediately. Was that something that was hard to adjust to, or that's all you knew, so it doesn't really matter, with how fast everything was moving?
Yep. So we, in that, initial position, I was also, writing offers to purchase properties for our investors. So not just working with the tenants, but working with Jay to go out and preview houses, and we would, get into 10, 15 houses a day, and, write on, and we still, to this day, that's what we do day in and day out, is go out and preview houses and write offers and try and win deals. So I think really I hit the ground running in that respect, in the contracts and the process aspect of real estate. It wasn't I'm sitting around, waiting for a deal to, learn everything I possibly can on this one deal. Jay, we consistently do right about 100 deals a year, and that's a lot of experience for a new agent to be able to go in and be a part of 100 inspections, 100 appraisals,
that's a lot of
running
volume.
comps.
Yeah.
that's like every 3 days.
Yep.
Yeah.
3.65 days, if you want to be exact.
There you go. Yeah, and
Can't stand these math guys. Anyway.
Good pull. Good pull. But,
So is your main client that you're selling to now, is it investors? Are you looking for investment properties for people, or do you do, just single family?
So we're always looking for investment properties for our clients, but our primary occupant buyers always take priority. So if there's a good house out there and one of our primary occupant buyers wants to pull the trigger on it, then they get first dibs because people need a place to live.
That's
and
nice.
sure.
That's like
really good.
that's like a good moral thing. I feel like,
especially with the climate of how things are going now, with these big investors coming through and sweeping neighborhoods and stuff like that. Like Twitter or TikTok is in a frenzy about that right now.
Yep.
So
real estate, and it's because real estate is such a great investment. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to save up a down payment on a house, whether it's a primary, you're buying your first house and you did that in 2019 and realized $200,000 in appreciation in 3 years. At that point you can start leveraging that and buying more real estate. So it's something that is available to everybody. You don't have to be a realtor to do that. You just need some knowledge and a drive and willingness to do it.
I think that's a big one there, is the knowledge to do that. A lot of people, like if you were to tell my parents that, who have been in their same house since 1993, that they can do that to buy another property, they would probably, their heads would explode.
Yep. Yeah.
A lot of these big companies and individuals that have deep pockets, they're buying houses too because inflation's so high. So it's an easy hedge to inflation. That money sitting in the bank is costing them 9%. You buy a house, you buy things to offset inflation. You buy things, you buy assets, and so I think that's definitely leading to such an issue in that sense.
Yeah, real estate's been as safe of a bet as you can get, and because it's not as up and down as the stock market or other commodities. Real estate is genuinely a slower moving asset, with the past couple years, as an exception of it just skyrocketing upward.
What do you think caused all that? Do you think it was the interest rates being so low?
So the Federal Reserve had a lot to do with the real estate market, interest rates being as low as they were, with the availability of money. The money supply doubled in the last few years, and so a dollar today was worth $2 before. So your dollars don't go as far, but the solid assets like real estate, if you're blessed to be able to put into a 401k and your stock accounts over the last years have, even though we're seeing a downturn, they're still you still made money on it.
A lot of money.
Even I feel like even cars at this point, which are technically like the worst investment to make, I'm sure there's people making money off cars. Like that.
Cars are definitely starting to go back down to normal as we get more inventory for cars, I've noticed. But yeah, cars, that was really weird. Cars are not appreciating assets.
Put 50,000 miles on the car and it's still worth what I bought it for last year.
You're like, I've got to get out of it into a new one.
Yeah, exactly.
With the interest rates, I don't know if people know, like the federal had the interest rate set at 0, which what that means is the federal said bank-to-bank interest rates. Yep. Banks were borrowing from each other at 0%. So when they sell you a mortgage and it's at 3%, that's a good deal. They keep raising the mortgage rate that they're borrowing from each other, so then we're getting higher rates, just to kind of clarify that for...
I had no idea, so that's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess while we're on the topic, where do you see the market at right now, and where's it heading? Because I'm sure it's taken a turn in the last few months.
Yep,
for sure.
Yep. It's honestly the past couple weeks. It's interesting. Real estate's always interesting to watch the trends. I mean, the past 3 years is going to be a case study. Each year in itself of how the Federal Reserve and how money supply can affect real estate. But moving forward, I think we're in a market that is changing. Interest rates are not 3% anymore. I was talking to a lender about rates today, and we're right around 6.5%, and that's without, I guess, going into the weeds in that, buying down the rate. So when you purchase a house, you have the option to buy down the rate. And today, because of the uncertainty in interest rates, you can't do that without having to buy down that rate. So they're not even quoting a par rate, which I'm not a lender, so I don't, I'm not going to, I guess, speak on that. But that just to say that rates are on their way up. So
for sure,
that makes it difficult for buyers. We're seeing people who were pre-qualified a month, 2 months ago, we have to have them in constant communication with the lender. Hey, rates are at X and Y.
Yeah.
If you're pushing your budget, which a lot of first-time home buyers are buying what they
maxed out.
Maxed out. Buying what they can. So
don't do that. By the way,
we're property to property. Yeah, definitely not advisable. Dave Ramsey, quarter your take-home pay. As much, at least 10% down is advisable, but. People need to have a place to live, and
I get it.
There's products out there that can help people. So
it's hard to if you want to save up that 10%. It's hard because if you save up that 10% by the time you do it, then how much did the house increase right now? Yeah, it's interesting. So it's kind of
that's why people might look down on renting, or Pueblo I think is a big rental town. For a long time, you were able to affordably rent a property and not be breaking the bank.
For sure.
I think we're starting to see a change in that also, but
for sure. So I mean, market as a whole, in your opinion, where do you think it's headed?
So the market, I think we, at least in Colorado, we are going to see it slow down. Obviously, we're not going to see 20% increases in home values.
For sure.
We're starting to see days on the market go up. Homes that were listed at an egregious ask for the property aren't selling in one weekend, whereas they were before. So we're starting to see, the inventory start to creep up to, ideally become more of a healthy real estate market.
So what does that mean for the millennial who's looking to buy his first home?
Means you're fucked. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I don't
Not quite, but no, that it means that homes aren't going to be appreciating as fast as they've been forever. Meaning the price that we're seeing today is going to be likely not far off, in 6 months from now. I think, Colorado
kind of
historically
plateau.
has been about 5 or 6% appreciation per year, like clockwork since they've been recording the home values in Colorado. So, I mean, this year, the past few years, we've seen a giant increase in that. So it's going to likely start to settle. Again, the money supply has a big impact on that, and prices have doubled. Or the money supply has doubled. So until prices double, I think we're going to still see increases, but not the drastic increases.
Sure.
I really don't think that we're going to see a crash. You guys had Alicia on before.
This guy is so good with names. I'm telling you. He's very good with names.
Got it. Mine like a steel trap here. I'd like to think. No, but I lost where I was going.
No, my bad. Alicia was talking probably about a crash or.
Oh yeah, the as far as a crash goes, and you brought it up. The people aren't getting into houses with no equity, so. If somebody needs to sell, they're going to be able to sell and still have some money on the table. So until we start to see insane price drops, which again I don't foresee that happening until we have a huge increase in inventory.
For sure.
Yeah, drops in price and foreclosures, but.
Which I did hear that the foreclosures were starting to pop up a little bit more lately. What do you think is causing that? People just in a house that's just true, way too. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So we try to working for investors. We try to stay on top of foreclosures. There's been, I wouldn't say that it's drastically increased. It's probably a similar amount to what we've seen in the past.
For sure.
The biggest reason is people don't have to go into foreclosure. I've seen a few listings in the MLS that are the agent is informing us that hey, we're pre-foreclosure, so we're motivated to sell.
Okay.
Or we as in the
Get
the
out
seller.
really quick.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I have
Which is-
seen that in
is
a
good.
few listings.
Because on Zillow, you can look at pre-foreclosures even on Zillow. I think.
You can,
I
yeah.
don't know.
That's
You
so
know,
pre-foreclosure is they've missed a payment or a payment or two, and mortgages are public record, and that's where they pull that information from. It may be that their mortgage was bought and they didn't have the information to the next bank, or whatever the case.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They may be
That's good to
pending
know.
a sale and didn't bother making their mortgage payment, and then
Makes sense, yeah.
property sold kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
So the Zillow, we get the pre-foreclosure question a lot on people, new buyers looking at houses. Got it. Like, sorry guys,
That's messed up, huh?
Yeah.
They're like, damn. Oh, I know this guy. He can't even pay his mortgage. Zillow told me.
I know. Yeah, that's I can't believe that's just out there. That's like one of the most common apps people look at for real estate.
Sure,
and
yeah.
just putting people on blast.
I know when I was trying to buy my house, probably around 2019 time, I'd find something on Zillow and then, send it to my real estate agent, and she's like, yeah, that was sold like 4 days ago. So it's not the most up-to-date thing, Check with your agents and their MLS listing. They'll let you know.
There you go.
I want to go back real quick to like interest rates, how you're saying like every day it's changing, like they keep going up, like you got to lock it in. When I bought my house, it was the opposite. We were waiting because they were plummeting, because I bought my house in April 2020. So I told them when we first got in, it was like 3.5, 3.7%, and we locked it in at 2.9. I told them, I was like, once it goes under 3, just lock it in. Don't even call me. And it went to 2.9, and we locked that sucker in.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's like
That's
free
a rush.
money.
Yeah. That's definitely a rush.
I was like, it's...
What a time to be alive.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
That's,
I lucked out. I'm so lucky to buy my house when I bought it.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever see those rates again, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But,
that's another thing we can talk about is like the interest rates, because historically 3% is like unheard of,
Yep.
and now everyone's freaking out about 5 and 6%. But I mean, that's kind of probably, I feel like, where it's going to stay
That's
for a while.
about average, I would say.
Yeah.
About 10 years ago, it wasn't unheard of, higher, 10% rates. It's
I forgot, I was watching someone and they said like in the early 2000s, like perfect credit score, you're still getting like 7.5% on your mortgage.
Yep.
So
Historically, 3% is completely unheard of, and we're I think getting back to a banks are trying to recoup some of that money they haven't been making, unfortunately. So
I feel like it's like a healthy correction, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
definitely having its intended effect on the real estate market. With when the first Fed rate hike this year, rates drastically increased, and we definitely saw an immediate impact on the amount of homes that didn't sell in the first weekend. Like it was a visible. You can see, generally about 60 to 80% of the houses that would list would go under contract in that within the weekend on Monday. So come Monday, Tuesday, after the rates started to increase, it was pretty evident that
Really
they
saw
were
it.
having their intended effect for sure, because it impacts people's buying power. And
Yeah. So are
that's-
you seeing houses prices like go down at all, or are people just having to? Because if your interest rates double, your buying power goes down pretty significantly. Are people just looking for houses at their new range, or are house prices?
We've seen a lot of
kind
people back out of the search because of the drastic change. It freaks people out. You're looking at this $600,000 price point, and now you're only qualified at $450 because the increase in the interest rate. So it definitely it's a really emotional ball game, unfortunately, and that's the difference between a I guess insert price here and what you're able to look at now is a big factor that goes from being able to afford a single family home to being in a townhome or a condo. So we've seen a few buyers pump the brakes and
just kind of hold
try
off
to
for
wait it
now
out,
and-
which I get it. It's a tough pill to swallow, especially if Colorado isn't where you're going to be for the next 5 years or 10 years, and they make the decision to continue renting.
Traditionally, you don't really want to buy a home unless you're going to be there for 5 to 7 years. But I think a lot of people forgot that because houses were appreciating so quickly. And it's like, yeah, I lucked out. I could sell my house today and make a ton of money after 2 years, but that's normally not how it is.
Right.
If you're going to buy a house, you really have to make sure you're going to be there for a while.
For sure.
Or else you can lose money. It's not cheap to pay a real estate agent to sell your house either.
Right.
You're paying 6% usually as a seller, right?
It's coming and going here.
Yeah,
For sure.
It's okay. We'll
Now,
take care of you.
with those interest rates being so low, obviously the market was moving and it got extremely saturated. I mean, everybody on my Facebook became a real estate agent overnight. It was crazy, man. I swear they were handing those things out. But what kind of marketing do you and your company do to compete with the saturated market?
Sure. So we're primarily a referral-based business. We're extremely blessed to be able to say that. But we take care of our clients, and our clients want, take care of us. They want their friends and loved ones to, see the benefits of, real estate. And I think we do a very good job for our clients. We're, excellent at negotiating and making sure that we get our clients a good deal. I think that's number one in real estate. Saying you make your money on the buy in real estate, and we try to keep that in perspective for our buyers. But really, we just want to make our clients as much money as possible in real estate, whether you're buying a primary residence or an investment property. The investment property, or I guess that side of the business, only helps us in residential. And
now, do you guys deal with a lot of commercial property at all, or
we don't do any commercial?
That's probably. I had questions about that, but
no worries, no worries. Yeah, I stay in my lane.
No, for sure. That's a whole nother ball game.
It is.
I think it was like Anthony or someone was saying that they think commercial real estate is going to get less, I guess, popular or less used because so many people can transition and do everything from home now.
Work
too.
from home, Zoom, no meetings.
Always had a goal of I want to buy a big commercial property, and then I was like, that makes sense, dude. Yeah. Should you really do that? No, I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
Scary. Offices, office buildings like the one we're in, occupancy is tough when we're moving to work from home. So a lot of industries went home and never came back.
No, for sure.
And they came to Colorado. That's what drove a lot of people here.
So are all the California people done leaving and buying houses in cash, or are they still out there sniffing around?
Yep. Everybody wants to be in Colorado. People are always going to be coming from out of state. The big ones that we see are California, Texas. We're seeing a lot of Florida. But people are still coming. Colorado's still great.
Which is crazy because you see, on Facebook every now and again, like, this is what 400 will get you in Texas.
Man.
They don't talk about the real estate taxes in Texas.
For sure,
so much higher than here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was surprised when I heard people were coming from Texas. I'm like, man, that's so crazy.
Yeah, my sister-in-law just bought a house in San Antonio, and their property taxes is double, triple what my house is
here. But
here.
there's no state tax? Is that
no
what it
state
is?
income tax,
Income tax,
so that's how they make it, other taxes. No state income tax, but higher property tax.
No, for sure.
Yeah. I would hate to see what like commercial property taxes in Texas because even here it's pretty pricey.
That's insane. So like you've made it, through the storm, technically still in the thick of it. What are some of your goals moving forward, maybe short, medium, and long term?
Yeah. So for the business, I think getting settled into the Pueblo market. I just moved back here within the last couple months,
nice.
trying to find a house myself. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It's good to be back in the roasting Pueblo heat, but
101 degrees today and yesterday and the day before.
Scorcher, real scorcher. But I think getting settled into Pueblo and I think making the first hire is probably the short-term goal. Just it's a realtor partner, basically, somebody to be able to schedule showings, because in Pueblo, it's not just an app. A lot of places you have to call and actually talk to
an agent,
somebody to set up a showing, which is interesting. But
Pueblo does not have that app.
Takes time. Some brokerages use it. Other brokerages use their team to set their schedule.
Okay, that's interesting.
Which, it's really interesting. Not being able to scrolling through the MLS at 2:00 in the morning. Being able to schedule a showing, but not.
We'll get them.
Not
there.
the end of the world. That's fine. So I think making that first hire and having somebody to be able to lean on to take some of the day-to-day off my plate, so that I can
almost
do
like
my
an
job
assistant,
basically an assistant. Somebody. Potentially a buyer's agent, but ideally an assistant to just take some of the load and
the monotony out of your day, the things that take up your time away from the customer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's like the life hack, is to have an agent too, and then you can represent both sides, right?
So, sort of. Yeah, you can't have dual agency in Colorado.
No.
You can't, and that includes as a team. So, I can't be a buyer's agent on my broker's listing. So,
really?
It's interesting. You have to. It's a different role. It's called a transaction broker. Basically, you turn from being able to give advice to your client to somebody who just does the paperwork. The buyer and the seller will negotiate between each other, but you're stepping away from an agency role into more of just filling out the paperwork. And
I guess I watched too much $1 Million Listing, LA.
Sounds like a lawless wasteland out there.
Dual agency is it's frowned upon here. But
Hey, I'm all for it.
there you go. Very
If
good.
it's frowned upon, it must work.
Anyway,
so you're looking to hire short-term goal, get settled in here in this market, and then hire some help, essentially.
Yep.
And get the ball rolling.
Kind of medium term, start to build my team down here, basically, replicate success and basically expand the Holland Team model bigger here. We have we have leasing agents, we have a maintenance team, we have contract scals, everybody that helps our team jive. And we have an assistant. Jay has an assistant that is lifesaver.
For sure.
So I
add a lot of value.
I'm able to lean on her, but I think taking some stuff off of her plate will definitely benefit. But starting to grow the Holland Team Pueblo here would be awesome. A medium term. Getting a leasing agent, some on staff maintenance to take care of our properties down here.
That makes sense.
Kind of growing the business that way, and then just agents after that.
That's awesome. That the goal is to grow, even if the market necessarily isn't growing.
Yep.
That's huge.
People are. The benefit of being in real estate is, food, water, shelter. Everybody needs a place to live, and so people are always going to, regardless of interest rates or what the market is doing, people are always going to be buying and selling, and so we're going to be there to take care of our clients.
For sure. That's good. Yeah. What about long term? What are you thinking?
Long term goal, I think
two
just
Lexus.
Two Lexus.
Two Lexus.
No,
two
I
assistants.
We got to get away from gas. I think at this point, it's
two Teslas.
It's hurting my feelings to go to the gas station every day or every other day.
Just close your eyes and.
Yeah.
I heard if you don't click it on the last one, you click it on the medium one, there's like less vapor. So try that.
That's only when gas is $6 a gallon do you start talking about
it. No, exactly. We need some superchargers down here in Pueblo for sure.
They're getting some. Actually, the superchargers for Tesla are going to be like a block away from here.
Oh,
Very
man.
Good.
So
I heard those batteries are like $18,000.
I
don't know if that's true.
For the car?
For the batteries. And there's like
possibly
8 batteries.
Oh my god.
Oh, possibly. I think they're warranted for like 10 years though too.
Very good.
Something like
So
that.
I just
but
want to know where
Don't
all
buy
the
a 10-year-old.
definitely.
I mean,
vehicle.
you can only buy a 14-year-old a Tesla 'cause that's how long
There you
they've been
go.
around. But yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, we're supposed to get some superchargers down here. But honestly,
good.
supercharging is expensive. It's better to charge at the house.
Oh, that makes sense. I was
Yeah.
just thinking like 0 to 100. Like if you were on EE, like 30 minutes, right?
Oh, okay. This is so random. Doesn't make any sense. But like, I was talking to my wife. I was like, miles per gallon. I was like, our kids won't even know what miles per gallon are. Because like when you're in a
It's gonna be
Tesla,
range,
most
yeah.
people say don't. Yeah, most people say use range and use your battery percentage, not your mileage. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, my car's at 20%. You know,
Yeah.
it's like kind of weird, but
It's kind of like charging your phone. Yeah.
yeah, that's what it's gonna be like.
I just want to know what we're gonna do with all these batteries when they start taking a shit.
Tesla's batteries are over 90% recyclable, so they just
Okay.
recycle and break them down and make more
Very
batteries.
good.
Use code DOS Financial on your Tesla purchase.
There you go.
I'm a fanboy.
That's good.
But yeah, anyway, my bad. Long term.
no,
Long
That
term.
was probably my bad. I was the one who like.
Like on this note.
Oh yeah.
But long-term goals, I think, just being here to stay.
sure.
You know, born and raised here in Pueblo, and you know, got away. But I think building a big team that takes care of as many families as possible. You know, helping people achieve their real estate goals. I think that's the big, broad, I guess, long-term goal there.
For sure.
Being able
That's
to,
huge.
yeah, help teammates, you know, new agents become successful realtors. You know, taking care of our clients.
That's huge.
Yeah, like responsibly owning property is like a huge game changer to changing your family tree.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly,
Yep.
huge wealth creator, gives you stability in your bills every month. You have 30 years of the same rent
Yep.
payment essentially. You know,
Mhm.
stability, growth, income. It's huge. So, what real estate agents do for people's legacy and stuff is kind of underrated, I think, in that sense.
Okay. Well, thank you, Brad. That's
You're welcome.
That's great.
On the topic of legacy, we have a recurring question on the show. What do you want your lasting legacy to be?
So that's a good one. I've been thinking about that since agreeing to do the podcast a
2 days
while
ago.
back. Well, we got the dates squared away a couple
Yeah.
days ago, but ever since your guys' first episodes, I've been thinking, because that's a really
Yeah.
important question. You know,
That's the one.
I think, yeah, really, it's, you know, I think comes down to family and being able to not just leave, you know, financial security to your family, but I think the character, you know, from a military family, so doing the right thing, taking care of other people, I think, you know, stuff like that is the biggest thing that you could want to pass on, and that I would like to pass on to be able to, you know, impact people and, you know, help people to
For sure.
be better people.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the
just
goal, is to do better and be better.
yep, just give somebody a smile. You know, just do, you know, the little things that make someone's day there.
For sure.
That's just be a good person, I guess.
Life really is about the
Overall.
little things.
Truly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good.
Heck yeah. No, I think that was a good one. I want to thank you for coming on, for sure. Great meeting you, of course. Where can people find you, and where can they message you to figure out these potential employment opportunities?
There you go. So I think the easiest way is through phone. My phone number is 719-553-6111. It's a nice, easy number.
Sweet.
Always available. I know realtors generally get the rap of having their phone always on them.
For sure.
But, you know, give me a call anytime. Happy to answer any questions for new realtors, people looking for investment properties, buy and sell, you know, residential real estate. We're the team to help.
For sure. As you can tell, Jordan's very, very knowledgeable. I learned a shit ton during this episode, so I hope you guys did too. All the links to anything with him will be in the description box below. But check out the Lasting Legacy podcast anywhere you get your podcast. Check us out on YouTube. New episodes every Thursday. Have a good night.
Bam.